Chapter 97. Explanation of the parable of the tares. I hardly had spoken this when the youth was already here with the women, and we all sat down at the tables, soon consuming the supper in good cheer. But after the meal I said to everybody, "Listen, since it is a beautiful, starlit night, we shall not immediately take our rest, but settle down on the lawn under the sky, for today I have yet much to say unto you and show you." This offer was agreeable to all, and we soon rose from the tables and proceeded into the open and unto a hill of some 40 metres height, which gently rose at the end of the garden some 30 paces inland from shore. Jonah remarked, of course, that although this hill affords a lovely view of the entire sea, there nevertheless was the perpetual unpleasantness that it was massively infested with snakes, adders, and vipers, probably on account of its proximity to the sea. He had indeed tried everything to chase off the vermin unsuccessfully. I said, "Let it be. From now on, it shall not be serving this vermin for an abode. Of this you can be fully assured." Says Jonah, "If so, which I don't doubt in the least, then firstly I would thank you from the bottom of my heart for such riddance, and secondly, in remembrance of you, a proper school shall be built here for both the great and small, young and old, expounding your purest teaching." I said, "Such school, if abiding by the fundamentals, shall at all times enjoy my blessings. Unfortunately, however, the way the world is, it shall with time not spare this school, just as with my purest teaching. Therefore nothing is lasting in this world, because the whole world is now in a bad condition, and circumcised by Satan. But let us now go up the hill." I and Jonah move ahead, with all the disciples and with Jonah's servants at our heels. As we come to the hill, however, Jonah notices a hefty adder in front of him moving up the hill, and he soon sees several of them and says to me, "Lord, did I actually not have enough faith for this vermin to have cleared out?" I said, "This is for the purpose of your seeing and recognizing the fullness of the Son of God's glory. And so pay attention. I now shall command these animals to leave this area and not inhabit it for all time, for as long as any of your offspring occupies this garden or hill. You shall see how even these exceedingly dull beasts have to obey my voice." Here I faced the mountain and threatened the beasts, and these shot like arrows out of their holes by the many thousands and fled into the sea. And thus the mountain was cleansed of this vermin for evermore, and there was not seen again upon this hill any ever so small worm. We, however, then moved up the hill unconcerned, and since there was already some dew on the grass, Jonah had brought a great many carpets, covering nearly the entire hill, once again enjoying also the youth's useful and fast services. Thereupon we happily settled down on the fairly choice carpets. My disciples, however, who, notwithstanding all their thinking, brooding, and meditating about the parable of the tares in the field, could not get to the bottom of it, came over to me on the hill and asked me to clarify the parable of the sower who cast good grain into the soil, but later found tares in among the wheat. I said to them, however, Did you not hear what Kisjona is preparing to build on this hill in memory of me? And how I told him how such institution would fare in view of the world? See, this has an application with a good field that was sown with the purest of wheat, and yet sprouted a great many tares in its midst afterwards. See, the significance of the parable is this. It is I, or as the Jews are wont to say, the Son of Man, who is now casting the good seed. The adversary sowing them is the devil. The harvest is the end of the world, and the cutters are the angels. But just as one weeds the tares from the field, binding them in bundles and burning them, so it shall be also at the end of the world. The Son of Man shall send out his angels, and they shall gather together from his kingdom everything that offends, and all those men who act unrighteous, and who have neither eyes nor ears for the want of their brethren, and still less a heart, and shall cast them into the fiery furnace, where there shall be wailing and gnashing of teeth. The fiery furnace, however, shall be for the children of malice, by which is to be understood pride, selfishness, domination, hard-heartedness, indifference towards God's word, avarice, envy, jealousy, falsehood, cheating, false promises, fornication and whoring, adultery, false witness, slander, and everything that is contrary to love of neighbour, their own heart. For just as heaven in all glory shall sprout from the hearts of the righteous, so shall sprout what is in the unjust heart. A bad grain shall not bring forth good fruit into all eternity. A hard heart shall yield no soft fruit, and a heart that does not keep its promises will never be able to master itself. And the wrath shall be the fire that shall never be extinguished. Therefore, beware of all this, and become righteous in everything, in accordance with the commandment of love.